welcome everybody. Today I'm talking to Amanda Downes, and you work with children, is that correct?
I sure do, all ages.
All ages. So, what's the youngest that you work with?
Well, I'm also in early childhood in early learning centres. So I do have sometimes 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds. But in saying that, I tend to work with their parents first or
Ah,
with the early learning centre. So it's indirectly. So if I need to work with a 3 or 4-year-old, I'll kind of do it through the parental environment.
yeah. Oh, that's fantastic because it's not like you get a practice run when you have a child, like it's
Correct. And not only that, they might not bring in the problem if they come into the clinic. And so sometimes it's the environment that needs to change, right?
yeah. So, what exactly do you do? Like, I know you work with children, but what exactly do you do to help children?
Well, basically, it always starts with a phone call from mum or dad or both, and then they give me their concerns. And usually it's school friends issues,
Oh, yeah.
stress. Unfortunately, yes, our young children stress about NAPLAN, or they're stressing because they're not going to come first in the athletics carnival, or
Mm,
they just got fears like
or
of the
fashion.
dark, or they've got fashion for the older ones as they're becoming into that era of, oh my God, she's wearing that, his hair's like that. And so things become really important for our kids. And it's just and I just find ways to support them, to help them navigate through just challenging moments and giving them just techniques and skills that they can use.
Would you believe, or would you say that a lot of parents, or even like adults, we kind of forget that children can feel stress because we're looking at it from an adult perspective, like, oh, you don't even know what stress is yet scenario.
Totally. The only reason why I'm so in touch with what happens in their eyes and through their view is because these kids keep me grounded and they're teaching me what's important for them. But the truth is, as adults, we have forgotten what it's like for the 5-year-old, the 12-year-old, and even the 18-year-old, because we're not there anymore. And it's just like we've forgotten what that feels like. And so it's really important that these kids therefore have somebody who understands and supports them through their eyes and not through the eyes of a parent.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Where did this passion begin for you?
Well, straight after university, I found myself in my very first own childcare centre where I had 0 to 6-year-olds. And then I had to go to university again and become a teacher so that I can at least have qualifications for that new industry.
Mhm.
And I just became, and I don't like to use this word, but I did, I became an expert for the babies, the toddlers and the preschoolers. And then as they started growing up and going to primary school, I was still in touch with them. And then they became high school kids and kept contact with them. And then I just started learning and developing models and ideas and concepts. And I just became that person. I just love it. They're not as scary as what people think. They're fantastic to work with.
Well, what blocks did you personally have to overcome to work in this industry besides from continuing education?
Can you say that again?
What blocks did you personally have to work with besides from continuing education so that you can continue to work in the industry?
Well, yeah, you just have to have continuous education. You have to know the developmental milestones. You have to know all the areas of development. You have to know even brain development. You have to know safety. You have to know
Yes.
what ages and stages they're at with their unconscious mind, their conscious mind. You have to just know what's important for them, what fears are, and how they overcome things. We've got to do our working with children check. We've got to just know what to comply with everything. There's a lot involved, and I don't know if I'm answering the question correctly for
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
but there's a process to it.
And staying grounded as well. Like that's the key to it without getting wrapped up in the adult responsibility side.
Good point, because they lead, they show you the pace. We can't rush anything with them. They let us know when they're ready. So it's actually their world. And we play a really good role. That's why therapists sometimes do a little bit of a different, I won't say better, a different job to what the parents do, because parents want to go straight for the solution,
Yes.
whereas we want to go through the process with them so they can develop their skills, so they can be independent, so that next time there's a situation or an issue, they know what to do and to face the uncomfortable moments successfully.
Yeah, slow it down a bit because I remember that's what my parents were. They're like, my father's one of his go-tos was like, well, what are you going to do about it? And as a child, I remember just feeling stunted because I was like, I don't know. I'm asking you. Like, you're the one I look up to. Shouldn't you guide me?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, just a little bit of fun, okay? Tell me something about yourself that not many people know.
Okay. So in my very early years in the industry of my early learning center, I was working for my sister actually, and this child came up to me screaming with her hands up, crying, and I actually didn't know what to do. So I turned to my sister and I said, "Oh my goodness, she's crying. What do I do?" And my sister gave me the most logical and appropriate answer or direction, which was get down on her level and give her a hug. So
Oh,
it was that simple, but I didn't know to do that. So I too was a young adult then, forgetting what a 5-year-old or a 4-year-old needs. And I had to relearn that. I let these young children teach me what they need.
oh, beautiful. If you could offer one piece of advice to any parent that's watching this, what would it be?
Thank you for asking that. When you see your child entering into a situation of difficulty, whether it's with a relationship or stress with exams or with sports or just absolutely anything, body image, for example, be there to observe and to support. Allow them to go through the motions because it's really important that they get to experience getting out of the situation independently all by themselves. They've just learnt a skill so that when they become adults, they'll be healthier adults who have already gone through the motions of going down and back out all by themselves without being that parent that, oh, let me save you, let me give you the answer, let me tell you what to do. Just watch them come out of it and then they'll heal nicely and they'll have a nice story to tell about how successful they were.
I love that. Like, I remember one of Jordan Peterson's rules of life is let children ride on skateboards. You can't protect them from scathing their knees and stuff. You have to let them do it themselves.
Totally true. It hurts as a parent. I too
Oh,
am a mum, but it's wise. It's a wise advice.
oh, honestly, thank you so much for being with me here today, Amanda. Where can people find you?
They can reach me through my website on positivethinkingclinic.com.au.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here today. Amanda also has an amazing book, so you can find that on the website as well.